The following episode of Dad vs. Daughter Playthroughs was made possible by a contribution from Asmodee. Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad vs. Daughter. I'm Tim the Dad.
I'm Megan the Daughter.
And today we are playing Hyperborea or Hyperborea. I've heard it pronounced a couple different ways, so we'll just call it what we call it. This is a bag builder game that's similar to deck building. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to get colored cubes that would be like cards that you're going to put in your bag, and you're going to draw them out like you're drawing from a deck. That's the best analogy that I can put it. We have our player board here set up already. You'll notice that we've got a gold tile for the middle, and we've got other gray tiles around it. The reason why those gray tiles are not flipped, that's what they call fog of war. And whenever we move into adjacent tiles, then we'll flip those and see what kind of terrain we have. There's all sorts of different terrain. There's desert, there's mountains, there's forests, and there's swamp. And we'll talk about the individual ones as they come up on the board. You'll also notice we each start with 3 of our own little dudes in our starting hex, and we're going to be trying to get more of those guys on the board as the game goes on, because one of the win conditions is to have all your guys out on the board, and that triggers the end of game. That's what I meant to say. What we're going to do is we're going to try to show you the simplest way to play this game. There are a few different ways that you can play, and it adds complexity, but there's a lot going on here, as Megan can attest to, that can kind of overwhelm people. So we want to make sure that this is the easiest way that we can show you the game, so you get a good feel for it and you can kind of get some interest in it. So first thing I want to do is I want to talk about our player boards here. We each have one of these. As usual, I am green, so I have chosen the green character. And just to point out, he does have a bow here, so he is like a green arrow. And unfortunately, he will not be on any islands in this. But what we're going to do is we draw cubes out of our bag. We're going to place them in various spots on our board, which are going to give us various abilities. We have a movement area here, where we can move one of our guys, where we get 2 movements, basically, that we can split up between our players. This represents a movement and to put a new one of our players on the board. The next section is the fight, and we're either going to get 1 fight ability, or, that's what the slash means, we're going to be able to put 2 fortresses up around our character, or our little person. But those go away at the start of your next turn. This one here represents a fight and a movement, which is always good to have. Down here, this is our, what do I want to call it, the Love Shack area, so to speak, like in Stone Age. But this is the area that's going to give us more people here. So if you noticed here, we've got various colors, but we've got like a rainbow area. That means that in order to activate those, we can use any cube color that we want except for grays. And we'll talk about the grays in a minute. But like in movement, that's what the green cubes are for. The fight, that's what the red cubes are for. And for the people, that's what the purple cubes are for. Now, over here on the other side of the board, you'll notice we have basically the similar setup. This is going to represent advances in our technology. This middle area here represents the technology track. And there's 1 space for each color. And we're going to have things that are going to move the marker along the track. When we get to this point, we're going to be able to either basically send this marker back and put 1 cube of that color in our bag. But if we want to go 2 more, then we're going to get 2 cubes to put in. So it depends on, do you want the fastest one and get 1 cube, or you want to go a little bit longer and get 2 cubes. So this, like I said, represents the advancement in these technologies. Here, you're going to get victory points, and down here you're going to get advanced technology cards. And going back up here to this one, this symbol here, when you see basically the color wheel and 1 little, what do you call those little things? Little marker thingies, you're going to be able to move 1 technology track up 1 space. In this case, since it shows 2 of them, you're going to move one, or you're going to move 2 of these one space.
You mean
This
the bracket?
one, bracket, yeah, the bracket.
Like, what are you
I don't know.
looking
My brain farted there for a minute.
I was like, what are you trying to find?
And this one here, you're going to be able to move one technology 2 spaces. Here you get the victory point, and move the technology. You're going to get a here you're going to get a card, advanced technology card, and here you get advanced technology and a victory point. Now the thing about this is you can only do one of these per area. So if I started doing these 2 here, I can't put other cubes on this spot here. You'll notice that each one has 2. So you got to make a choice whenever you're going through and you're placing your cubes. The top area of the board here is where you're going to put the cubes you just pulled out of your bag. This is going to be where you're going to put your victory points. Here is where you're going to put any of the enemies or ghosts that you've killed. And then here are the unused cubes. So let's talk a little bit about the advanced technology cards. Basically what these do is they are like extra spots on your board. You notice that you've got colored boxes there, so when you pull the cubes out of your bag, you're going to be able to place them onto these cards if you have them, and then get this technology. Like this is a spy technology, or a spy ability, which allows whoever has this card to be able to use one of the technologies that the other player has. And at the end of the game, it's also worth 1 victory point. On this one here, the barricades, you place a red and one of the gray cubes, and you're going to get 2 fortifications, or barricades. The thing about the gray cubes, this is the only way that you can use them. There are basically there to clog up your bag. So before you have any cards that use gray cubes, those are just going to go into your unused area because they're worthless. So getting these technologies that allow you to use the grays can be helpful so that you're not just wasting your turn. So I'll point out the starting grid here. This grid here represents, or the 3 hexes here represent my starting area. I've got my 3 guys here. I've got a city, and then underneath that it tells you what you get to do when you place a guy in that city. Then when you move up and you flip over tiles, you're going to see ruins and other cities. Now, whenever you do that, depending on the color of the ruin, you are going to place tokens there. You're going to place 2 tokens. So whenever you investigate a ruin, you're going to be able to get a tile. You're going to flip it over, and you can either gain the immediate benefit of that little tile, or you are going to be able to save 1 and only 1 for a future turn. This is what your little ghost characters look like. Ooh, they're scary. Are they scary?
No.
They're not scary.
No.
Okay. Well, you kill these guys and you're going to get points. You kill your enemy, you're going to get points. So in a 2-player game, and a short game, we are going to play to either 15 victory points, which are represented.
Crystals.
Yeah, more crystals. These little gold crystals here. So we get 15 of those. In a normal game, when you have more than 2 players, you have to have only 12. But if you're the first person to get to 15, then you're going to be able to claim this achievement, which is going to give you also 2 more victory points. If you claim 5 of the advanced technology cards, you're going to be able to claim this token, which will give you 2 victory points. And if you are the first to get all of your guys out, actually, whoever gets all their guys out, they're going to be able to claim one of these tokens, and again, that gives you 2 victory points. So I think I've covered everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and play, and we're going to show you, or we're going to tell you things that come up. Now, to start the game, each player is going to take 1 of each different colored cube. So you'll pick out 6 cubes, and then once you do that, you're going to put those in your bag. You're also going to be able to select 1 other cube of any color you want and put it in your bag. Okay, also to start the game, what you're going to do on your technology track on your board, you're going to be able to move 1 of your markers 3 spots, 1 of your markers 2 spots, and 1 marker 1 spot. Okay, so we're set up now. On our starting grid, we've already got a ruin and a city on there. We don't place any ghosts in our starting areas, so we just place the tokens. When you move into a city or into a ruin, that is a free action. It doesn't require a movement. But the players or the characters are locked and they do not come out of there until we perform a reset. A reset happens whenever you go to pull 3 new cubes out of your bag and you don't have any cubes left. So then what you do is you take all the cubes that are on your player board, you put them back in your bag, you take all of your guys out of either the cities or the ruins, and they're ready to go for the next turn. Okay, so now we're ready to start. Megan, you want to go first? You want me to?
I'm gonna let you.
Wow. I normally don't get to go first. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is I will place my cubes over here in my advanced technology area. And I am going to take a card, an advanced technology card. And I'm going to take this card here, which is, what is that? Huge cities. Wow, I couldn't read the word huge. Huge cities. Okay, so there's that piece of waste. That waste cube is going to go to my unused area. Flip the new card there, and that is my turn, Megan. I'm not going to move my guys at this moment, so go for it.
Okay, I think I'm going to put my green here, and I'm going to put my yellow and my purple over here so I can get a victory point.
You like going for those victory points, don't you?
Yep, and that will be, I'm going to put that person in the city, and I'm going to advance 1 technology, so advance my yellow, and then I get 1 free movement, so I'm going to go over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to go into the ruins?
Yeah, I will. So I'll take the top one and lock it in, and that's a victory point.
Wow. You get lucky.
That's
that
a good
seems like
start.
you always start with those. And also, we will point out that Megan is the purple player instead of the blue. That's because the blue player...
The blue's an old man.
I know, just kind of like in Jamaica, it was an old crusty guy.
Yeah.
So you chose purple in that. But you like purple.
Purple is my favorite color.
Okay, and don't forget, go ahead and draw your next 3 cubes out.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see what I can do here. I am going to... Well, I got a maroon, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to place it on my huge cities, and that's going to allow me to put another dude on my spot. Maroon.
That's purple.
That's purple?
That's purple.
Okay.
Is it white or gold or blue or black?
I don't know.
That's the next question.
But if I had 5 of those, would it be maroon 5?
But it's purple, so
Okay.
it doesn't count.
So you're kind of scaring me.
This is maroon.
That's red.
This is purple.
Okay,
There's
so
a
that's
difference. Maroon's more red.
Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place my yellow and my orange there,
I think you need to go to art school.
which
for
get me
colors.
victory points, and I can move one of my technologies up. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my purple up 1. Let's see. You're also not allowed to look in your bag. You can feel however many cubes are left. I only have 1 cube left. So I think what I will do is I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I moved that. So I'm going to put one of the guys in my city.
Oh, I should have put this here because I moved into the spot correct.
Oh, yes, you
Flipped
should have flipped that.
Okay.
So
Right,
okay, so there's a swamp. So now that we have exposed that, we're going to put 2 of the silver markers there because it tells us, and we put a ghost.
Oop. Ghost is drunk. Right.
So I'm going to move. So I went into the city. I get that. I'm going to go ahead and push that all the way back and get an extra purple cube, throw it in my bag. And I also get to get 1 movement. So I will move that guy up, and then I will explore this ruin. And, oh, look at there. I get a victory point. All right, so I will go ahead and pull, or attempt to pull 3 cubes out of my bag, which I know that I do not have. I only have 2. So that's all I'm going to get that turn. And they both have to be purple.
I have, let's see, 2 red and orange. I think I'm gonna put, let's see, I've got 1 left. I know it's a blue. So I think what I'm gonna do is put a red over here. I'll put a red here, so I'll get to move this person 2.
Yep.
So 1, and then it takes 2 to move into a new territory, right?
Well, no, the swamp takes 2 to move out of it. But
So I
only
can
1
move
to
into it,
You
though.
can move into it.
Okay. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to put these here. So I'll have a fight, so I'll fight him.
Yep.
And then 1 free movement to go
Free
in here.
movement into going to your own, yeah.
Okay. And, ooh, another victory point.
What is it? We've pulled 3 of these, and they've all been victory points. This may be a short game.
Possibly.
All right, so
draw. I only have one.
okay.
So there's that.
Well, I have two. They're both purple. I don't have very many options, so they are going to go there, and that will give me an extra guy to put on the board and a fortification. But the fortifications, like I said, they go away at the beginning of your next turn, and that's not going to do me any good because I don't think Megan's going to get that far. But I do want to point out.
Ooh, okay, sorry.
Well, let me finish it. Yeah, let me finish this point though. Is on the back of these they have your player's icon. And they put that there for colorblind people because if you look at the front side there, it's just plain, but they put the symbol there so colorblind people can see that. But Megan is right. Okay, now so since she entered the swamp, she's actually going to expose these 3 tiles here, or these hexes.
Okay. Put that one and this one.
Wow, all 3 cities and no ruins.
Mm-mm.
So we'll put a ghost in each city.
There you go. Okay. Sorry about interrupting.
Oh, and I should have flipped these two as well.
Yeah.
So the board gets exposed pretty quickly. And still no ruins. Wow. I don't think I've ever had that happen. Okay, so that was the end of my turn. I've got no cubes left in my bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform a reset. This guy comes out of the ruin. This guy comes out of the city. And all of my cubes off my board and my advanced technology cards go back in my bag, give it a good shake, and pull out 3 new cubes.
Okay. I only drew a blue, so that ain't really going to do me any good. So, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you just put that there, and you're going to be able to reset.
Yep. So there's that. Now, can I reset this, or like claim this cube?
You can, but you don't want to do it now because you want to make sure you get your reset. So you could do that at the beginning of your next turn.
Okay.
So your guys will come out of the ruins.
Yep, and 3 new. Oop, just 3. There I am. Yep.
Okay, well, and I'm not going to be able to do anything there, so this junk cube is going to go to my unused pile. I'll go ahead and I'll put my maroon there, and I'll get another guy. And I have 1 red left. I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to go ahead and move this guy into this ruin to see if I get anything good here.
Your fortification should go away.
My fortification should go away because it's starting my next turn. So this one says I can move one of my technologies 1 space and draw 1 cube from my bag. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my blue there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab that blue, throw it in my bag, give the bag a good shake, and I get to pull 1 cube. And I pulled a maroon.
Purple.
Okay. Purple. Sorry.
How is that maroon?
I don't know. I mean, I'm having color issues. I'm
know.
old.
You saw that dress was white and gold too, so I don't know.
But I also saw it as blue and black, so maybe one eye out of one eye out of the other. I don't know. So what I'm going to go with...
Messed up.
It is kind of messed up. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. I'm going to put one of these guys in the city. I'm going to move one of my technology tracks up 1, so I get a movement. I'm going to go there. I'm going to put him into the city and use a movement, and I'm going to move him up 1. So now I have these. I'm going to go ahead and don't want to do anything with the fight yet. So I'm just going to plant those right there, get another guy on my home tile, and I get a fight, which I'm not going to be able to use. So that's my turn. I'll draw 3 cubes, and Megan, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to use the green and the purple. I'm going to put that here so I get to move. Nope, I don't want to do that. Red and green, Christmas colors. So I get to move 2, so I can move her out, correct?
If you move between the same terrains, it doesn't cost any extra movement. But if you move out of a swamp to a different terrain, it's going to cost you 1 extra movement.
So
Also,
I really need 3.
Well, to move into a forest, it costs 2 extra to move into. So to move from there to there, it's going to cost 3 movement. If you want to move from there to this desert, it's going to cost you 2. If you just move to there, it's only going to cost you 1.
Okay, so then I'm going to switch that. Go back to my original plan then. So I'll do that, move 1, and I get another person. So there's that. And then I'll put this one down. I'll put it there.
And since you moved into that central tile, we'll go
Yep.
ahead and we'll flip this last
There you
hex.
go. There's some runes.
We got 2 ruins, so we're going to get a couple of silver things and a couple of ghosts.
There we go. They look like they're trying to do karate.
Like the Karate Kid,
Oh.
the crane movement or whatever.
It does. If
Okay.
they died in that position, that would suck.
So you're done?
Yep.
So draw your 3 cubes up.
I'm going to reset this yellow one, so I'll get a yellow cube.
Okay.
And then pop that in my bag. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
I was going for Taylor Swift there.
Oh, I go old school. Shake it up, that's what I meant to say. By the cars. Do I want an extra thing? One card. I like that card. I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna place that like that so that I can take. This is Beast Riding. That's worth 2 victory points at the end. It gives me 2 fight and 1 movement. So I like that. Your turn, Megan.
Okay. I think I'm going to put a yellow here. And my yellow orange there, so I probably should have done first. So I get a victory point for that. And I get to advance a technology, so I'm going to advance that red. And then here, I can fight, so I'm going to fight this ghost. And do that, and my free movement will be that.
So the city ability is going to let you draw, right now, draw 1 out of your bag.
Okay.
And you're going to be able to move 1 technology 4 spots. That is huge.
I think I'm going to advance my purple 4. So then I'll do that. So do we get to play this one now since I drew
Yep.
it? Trying to think what I still have. I have 1 cube left. I haven't played. I'm gonna just put that down here, I guess. And then I'll draw. Well, I'll claim that one on this purple. And I'll throw it in.
Yeah, that's
and then
smart.
I'll draw that. So now I have 2.
There you go.
There we go. So I'll do that. And then, yep, that's my turn.
Well, do you want to go into your home city there and do anything?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. And take that red and just move it up.
Okay.
And that'll be it. So can I move back into here and get that?
Yeah, that's a free move.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I'll do that. Take this.
So, since you've already drawn your cubes out,
yeah.
save that for your next turn. You'll draw 2 more cubes out of the bag.
Okay. You don't remember what that was.
Oh, okay. I've forgotten.
Just forget.
Hey, I'm old. I probably forgot anyway. Okay, so let's do this. I really would like to move up and have a little bit more fight, but unfortunately I'm not getting those cubes. And you're actually worrying me how you're collecting those victory points so fast.
I only have 4.
I know, but it's still scary at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put that cube there. Actually, yeah. And then I'm going to put my green and my purple there, which will get me 1 more guy out and 1 move action. So I'm going to move him up there.
Okay.
So I have no more cubes left in my bag, so everything resets.
Okay. So I'm going to put the red and purple down there. I'll get another person. And I get a fight, which isn't going to do me any good because I can't fight anybody. But I'm out of cubes, so I'll reset on the cubes. And then all my people come out. So you're out, and you're out. And then 3 new.
Man, I really need fight, and I'm not getting any fight here. Because, you know, you have to fight for your right to party.
What are we partying for?
I don't know. We're gonna
What are we
party like
celebrating?
we're gonna party like it's 1999.
I was 2. Did I party much then?
In 1999, no.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, ooh, man, I'm getting awful close to doing this,
Yeah.
but I think I see what I want to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my cubes there, which is going to give me 2 movement. So I will move this guy. I'll move this guy up. I'll go 1, 2. I'm going to go into the city there, and that will let me draw another cube from the bag. Oh,
Just don't fail the city
a
now
great
that you're
one.
in it.
yes. Now
don't
that
fail
because I'm the green archer, I don't want to fail the city. Then I can move a technology up 4. So let's move that red up 4.
Yep. You gonna claim it now, or?
I think I will. I will claim that because I
Okay.
need to get some fight going here. Then I got 1 blue left. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put that blue down here. Do I want to do anything else? You know what? I think I will. I think I'm going to go here and I'm going to activate. I'm going to move that technology up 1.
Movement.
I'm going to go there. I'm going to move this guy up 1. And I'm going to move that tech up. And I'll go ahead and I'll claim that as well.
Okay.
Leave me a green cube. Put that in the magic bag. Draw 3 out, and your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna put my.
You want to do your other one first?
Yeah, I should. So I get 2 cubes.
Another gray.
Purple and yellow. So let's get that out of the way. And okay, I'm gonna take my red and let's do red and yellow. Get that taken care of. So I have 1 fight, so I'm gonna fight you here.
Ah!
So there's that. You did. You failed.
I have failed the city.
You failed that city, Oliver. Wow. I'll take the orange and the yellow over here.
Do you think our viewers know that we like to watch Arrow on the CW?
I hope they do. If we promote that, can we meet the people? So that would be cool. I'll advance that one. And I got a purple. So I'm gonna put that down here. And I'm gonna take that red one now. Well, I'll get that in my bag. And shake it up.
So you're all done?
Yep.
Okay.
Draw 3 out.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna plant this cube right there on the huge cities. That gives me 1 extra guy. So I only have 1 guy left to get out before I trigger the end game. I've got a gray, so I'm not going to be able to do anything with that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this down. Ooh, I got some red coming up. I really need to do some fighting.
Might be helpful
Because
for
this
you.
is a fighting hand. There's a Doctor Who reference for you.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And I'll draw up.
That was a good line for him that day. Let's see. So are you done?
I am done.
Okay. 2 reds and a purple. Let's put this red down there. So I'll get another person. And get a little fortification. So I'm going to put that there.
Yeah, you're going to protect that city.
Hey, I'm going to protect it. I'm not going to fail it. I'm going to put
Are you building that city? Would you say you built that city on rock and roll?
It's kind of muddy, so I don't know how well that would work.
That's a swamp.
Swampy muddy. I'll do that. So yeah, I'll do that. And then that'll be it. Draw up 3. Oh, or 2. That works too.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, fortunately, I did get a red, so that gives me a dude and a fight. So there's the last dude on the board.
Yeah, so that triggers.
So I trigger that, and I get 1 fight. So I will fight this ghost. And do I want to move into the city? It really isn't going to gain me a lot, except it will do this. I'll move into the city to get 2 movement. I'll go 1, 2. And the reason why I do that is because end of game scoring, whoever controls the middle hex is going to get 4 points. So hopefully Megan won't be killing me. Actually, she won't unless she moves somebody up. So,
Well, I could move.
well, here, I can move. Let me place my last cubes here. I'm
But I
going to
don't
put
have a fight.
that there and that there to get 1 more victory point. So, your turn, Megan. I won't draw any cubes because I won't have another turn. This is your last turn.
Last turn.
Well, you only have 2 cubes on your board.
That's all I had.
Oh, you
all
only
I
had
could
2 in your
draw.
bag? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So there's that. So I can move 1. So I guess I'm just, I don't know.
Well, you're going to get points for controlling the outer hexes, so you might as well do that because that's going to give you a point, extra point.
Yep, so I'll do that. I got this blue.
And you get a guy.
I get a guy?
Get a dude.
Oh, I do get a guy. There you go.
Get a dude out.
Hi, guy. Just put that blue there. And then can't do anything else.
Can you generate any more cubes? Because you get a point per cube
I know, I
at
can't.
the end of the
I've
game.
been looking. I can't do that.
No.
Oh, I can move in here, though. What's this give me?
Yeah, you can do that.
Ooh, there we go. Not for 3.
Well, that'll let you move up that 1 technology
so
and get
here,
another
I'm
cube.
going to do that. So there's 1, and then
3
3
more.
more. So that gives me 2, actually.
Yeah, that'll be 2 points.
Yep. Pop them in the bag.
I may have ended this game a little prematurely because
Really?
you may have more points than me.
That's
I don't
not
know.
a bad thing. If you ended it for me to score more.
I don't know. So
We'll let you know.
let's tally it up and award the trophy and go from there. Okay, well,
We tied.
we tied, but according to the rule book, it says that the player who has the most cubes, or excuse me, the player who has the most, who controls the most hexes in terms of the number of terms instead of victory points, wins. So because I controlled 1, 2, 3 hexes, and Megan controlled 1, 2, I win the tiebreaker. So sorry, Megan, that's what it says in the rule book. Got to go by what the rules say. Okay, so now let's move on to our review. Okay, so first let's talk about the components. There is a lot in this box. I mean, it is a big box. First, let's look at the little guys here. The game plays up to 6 players. So each player has their own color and their guys have their own pose. These are, pretty good pieces of plastic there. There's the ghosts. They're pretty nice. The cardboard stock that the tiles and the markers all come on, those are really nice, good and thick and sturdy. Let's talk about the tiles. Whoops.
There's so many of them
Yeah.
when you get in the box.
Look at the stack. You're only going to play with 1 central tile and 6 around there. But where's the big stack? There's the big stack. See? Look at all the different terrains and things that you have. So you've got tons of replayability. There are only 6 of the middle tiles, and those are represented by a gold symbol on the back of the hex there.
Yep.
Plus, there's all the different technology cards.
There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get a lot of replayability out of this. And I realize that we played kind of fast. Probably games are going to go longer because
More players.
Well, more players will increase the amount of time, but you're also going to have more interaction. I mean, you killed me once. I didn't even kill you at all.
Yeah. Which I don't think you're supposed to kill your daughter. That would be bad.
No, you don't do that. But overall, I really enjoy the game. I played this and introduced this to some guys in my gaming group. They really love the game. It's right up their alley. To me, this is a little different than what I normally play, but I really enjoy it. And now we want to tell you, in all honesty, we give honest reviews. Megan, what do you think of the game?
I really don't like it. I mean, it's not a bad game. It's not like I just hate the gameplay of it. It's just a lot for me. I mean, I still think I'm overwhelmed. I've only played this like 4 times now. And it's just a lot to take in. Like, I've never played with any of these type of mechanics or anything.
Yeah, this is definitely not in your wheelhouse.
So yeah, I mean, this is just totally out there for me. Maybe if I play it more, I'll enjoy it more. I don't know. I mean, right now, I'm just like, it's still a lot to take in.
And there is. And kind of the way I introduced it to Megan, we started small. We didn't even include the advanced technology cards.
It was just, it's way over my head, I feel like. But so yeah, this is not an entry-level game. At least for people like me, I guess. I don't know. Maybe if you want to start with this, because it's difficult. I don't know.
Well, and the other thing is, like I said, we played on the easy mode.
Yeah.
There's a way that you can play that's called Race Wars, and each character then gets 2 cards. You get to choose one, and you're going to get an ability to use, I think, throughout the game. I've not really looked into playing it because I knew that we were not going to play that way.
Oh, gosh.
You can also vary the length of the games, because you can play a short, medium, or long game. And we played the short, which is 1 win condition. A medium game is to get 2 of the win conditions, and the long game is to get all 3. So we definitely shortened the game up. What else, Megan?
I don't know. I mean, it is a good game. It's just,
There's a lot.
There's so much.
Now, one of the last things I want to point out is, and forgive me because I didn't make note of this, but on Board Game Geek, somebody had created little player aids and there are basically 4 of these. Like this one shows the base technologies, and there's the advanced technologies. This one has the end of game scoring, and here is all the different abilities that the races have. And what I did was I just printed these off, cut them out, and I had some top loaders that I put them in. So, it makes a nice little reference card. You could laminate them, or I guess you don't even have to do anything with them if you don't want to.
Cardstock if you have it.
But it does, yeah, you can print them on cardstock. But it does help out. So, like I said, I like the game. I give it a thumbs up. Megan,
it's halfway thumbs.
A halfway thumbs.
Yeah,
So Megan's kind of like right there.
Yeah.
But we kind of expected that because, like I said, this is not the kind of game that you like or that you normally play.
No.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So we will see you guys next time.
Bye. Like and follow us on Facebook to stay current on our show schedule, sneak peeks at future shows, and to interact with us.